What's up everybody, welcome back to yet another YouTube video. My name is Kumbi-M on cars and I am at the launch of the all new Toyota Land Cruiser Prado. You guys will like this one. Here's everything that you need to know about it. This is all sold out, 300 units of these are all gone, but we've got the TX and we've got the VRXR. But yeah, Toyota Land Cruiser Prado, let's get it. Very excited to be sampling this. I've waited quite a long time to sample this. Just a brief history. 679 of these models were sold in June 2024 alone. 600 before launch. Close to 700 models before launch were sold, and with good reason. This is a good looking car. This currently is I'm going to say the top of the range model because this is the VXR model. There's also the first edition model, but only 300 units were allocated to South Africa and they are all sold out. Unfortunately, you cannot pick up one anymore. They're all sold out. Not these ones, the first edition models that is on screen right now. This first edition model that's on screen right now is sold out. But this VXR model is what you are likely to be buying going forward. This will cost you about 1.3 million rand, and it's yet to cause a headache to the Defender. That is, according to Toyota, this is yet to cause a headache. This is yet to compete with the Defender 110. And I'm going to take you around the exterior, the interior, as well as my first impressions of the drive. I do think that it's a good looking car. I have to give it that. Essentially, three grades of this car. You've got the TX, which is the entry-level model. You've got this, the VXR, which is essentially the top of the range model, as well as the first edition model. However, that is sold out. So let's just say this is the top of the range model. You see that by those, headlights, those tri-headlights that are there, which are quite cool. LED headlights, obviously, as well as the LED fog lamps. You've got this really good imposing bumper, which is unlike any Toyota you've seen. I do think that it is giving a LC300-esque shape, but also unique in its own. There's a lot of retro styling happening on here, which I do quite like, and obviously 600 or more people have liked it as well. We've got these really cool bulges on the front, these really cool flared out fenders. I'm just not a fan of these tires. I do think that should you get yourself an all-terrain tire, that would be much cooler and it would beef it up much more. You've got some side steps running across and those massive, obviously, wing mirrors. I'll speak about those wing mirrors in the drive, but I do think that because of that, there is a lot of wind noise coming to the cabin because of the wing mirror. But this is a really good-looking car. You've got obviously a bash plate under there, a 2.8-liter tried and tested engine under there, 150 kilowatts as well as 500 Newton meters of torque. It's paired to now an 8-speed direct shift gearbox, which I think is one of the best right now. I'm going to take it for a drive, but I think that it's a really good looking car. I'm in Mozambique sampling it. Gee whiz, man, it's just really good looking. I mean, even when you look at the headlights, that retro style indicator lamp, which, I love that orange, the way it looks. The big windscreen with the wipers. But I do think that they've put a lot of work into this, guys. It looks really, really good. Oh, it's a good thing. Come. Stop it. Stop it. And before I open the tailgate, obviously it is electrically operated, and these tail lights, right? I think the biggest elephant in the room is that we all know what these tail lights are trying to be. Of course, they're just LEDs, and they're quite wider as opposed to the competition in this model. But it's a really good looking car. It's a good looking car. You've got your parking sensors in the rear, one big exhaust, and now with the biggest thing in the Prado is that they've removed the rear wheel that was mounted at the bonnet, at the tailgate, and put it underneath now. If you guys can see underneath it, that's where it's now located. So the spare wheel is now underneath. But it's a really good looking rear, a lot of space, and obviously for ease of access, for you to always open your tailgate, you've got this button on here which you can press, and it will open just this section of the glass. You can open that, and you're met with, you know, space for you to put stuff through here without having to open the tailgate, which I think for me is a good thing. Is a good thing. You'll see this camera here, and you'll wonder yourself, what is that? So this camera, because that mirror is a digital mirror. You flip it and it becomes digital. So this is that camera, which is a good thing because it doesn't get dust, which is a good thing because obviously we know the Defender has that camera right on top there, which attract dust, and then you have to clean it times. That is inside the car. I'll just open here again. That is placed right here, which I think is very smart. A lot of thought have been placed into this car, which is one thing that I've been appreciating with my time riding Mozambique. This is a good idea. But anyway, I'll open the tailgate for you guys. All right, so a lot of space here. I will move this bar for you guys so that I can show you other functionality. I will be a Matt Watson and just throw it right there. Anyway, there's a lot of space in here, guys, and you guys can see a lot of space. So these extra seats, but before I go to these extra seats, I just want to show you, once the seats are up, you've got cup holders on here, and you've got a USB-C Type-C in here. You can also recline that seat with the button that's on here, and you've got another two cup holders here, and another USB-C right there. And this is the space that you have, quite a lot of space, with all the seats lying flat. Well, the extra two seats that are at the rear, but if you want to lift that, you just press on the button over there, press and hold it, which I'm not quite a fan of pressing and holding, but you press and hold it and that seat comes up. I just want to show you the space that you have post that. So essentially, that's the space that you have. Not quite a lot of space, but I do think that it works quite well. Yeah, I think they've put a lot of thought into it. Elephant in the room, these taillights, guys. We all know where these taillights are from. Well, we're not where they're from. We know where, you know, the design comes from, and where, you know, they might have stolen, not stolen, but, you know, got some ideas from. You know, like in life, we all work together. Nothing is really new under the sun, but we all know where that is. You've got these massive mud flaps on here. These are 18-inch wheels, and you will see that this is the VXR grade. On the TX, you've got a glossier shine on the rim, but I do actually prefer that alloy as opposed to this one. And on the first edition, you will see the entire muddy all-terrain tire that you have on there, and I think that's the tire to have. But I think they've done so much, which I love. Let's jump to the front quickly. I'm sitting in the rear of the Toyota Land Cruiser Prado so that I can give you a better view of the interior, right? And before I just jump into the front, I just want to really show you where I'm sitting. And this is a really comfortable place. You obviously get that sunroof on there. It's not panoramic, but it's a sunroof which brings in some light, as you guys can see right now. Then you've got that big infotainment screen on there, and obviously a digital driver's display. And the nice thing is that they've kept actual buttons on the on the center console for you to control your aircon, your heated and cooled seats, as well as your heated steering wheel. You also have then 3 USB ports at the front, as well as 1 HDMI. You've got over here your wireless charging pad, and your other controls that are on here, which is you've got your rear diff, as well as your center diff, and your 4 high and your 4 low control button on here. And just your this is called a multi-terrain selector. So you click on it and you're able to then, it'll give you different modes. Like you can see on there, you've got deep, snow, mud, sand, dirt, etc. So that's what happens when you click on that button. But guys, it's a really, really good looking interior and fit for purpose. There is different colors. I've seen a beige, that a cream interior that we have on here, which obviously for me does not make sense, considering that this is going to be used on a day-to-day. So that will get, I think this darker interior is what you want to have. That steering wheel, multifunctional with actual buttons for you to feel what you're doing, cruise control, guided cruise control with lane keep assist, and distance control basically. So yeah, it's a really, really good interior. I won't lie to you. And the best thing for me, so this is my room here, obviously, and you can see there's still a ton of head space. I'll give you that shot, but there's still a ton of space in here. You've got heated and cooled rear seats, and extra 2 USB ports, Type C's, as well as your 12-volt socket on there. I can see this is a poverty spec button clearly because something is supposed to be there. But anyway, this is the VXR model. And yeah, it's really just a good looking car. You've got some grab handles on here. You've got some aircon vents on there that you can open, and you can also rotate them. And I'll jump into the third row because it's a 7-seater, obviously. So I'll jump into the third row and show you guys. But I am really, really impressed. And these seats, obviously, in the rear where I'm sitting right now, they can recline as well. But yeah, let me jump into the rear and I'll show you. You can obviously electrically lift those seats and fold them down, and obviously show more boot space. But gee whiz, this is a beautiful interior.
I think for me, the one thing that I've really loved about this Toyota Land Cruiser Prado is the way that it can just handle any terrain without any hesitations, really, guys. And that's one thing we realized when we were in Mozambique: mud, sand, anything really. And that multi-terrain selector makes things way easier for you. You don't need to be a 4x4 pro for you to know anything. Any novice can really just get into the end. Once you select, obviously, the right mode, and then easily for you to tackle the terrain. It's comfortable to drive, and the suspension, obviously, it's on that same platform that they built the Land Cruiser 300 on. So it's such a comfortable interior, whether you're off-road and whether you've got some corrugated roads that you're driving through. And that's one thing that I really loved. And I can't obviously delve deeper into how it's like to live with on a day-to-day, because this was just a launch, really. And we don't really cater that in, and at a launch you just really peltering the cars. But what I noticed is that this car has a 130 liter tank, and I was doing about 9 liters per 100 kilometers. I had 900 kilometers of range, so on living to day, it shouldn't be as bad. But obviously I'll give you all that information once I have the car on test. It's a good looking car. It drives beautiful. The interior is fit and for purpose. I do see that this is probably going to give the likes of, I'm not going to say that the Defender, as Toyota call it, but I think that Everest is in some trouble, especially with this VXR. Hell, even the TX, I think that should be doing quite well. And there's a reason why almost 700 of these were sold in June 2024 alone. So guys, please do look out for my full review once I do get the car on test. But for now, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and tell me what you guys would like to see once I do get this car on test. But Toyota has done it, and I do see a lot of these, winning, essentially. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. This is just first look and walk around, essentially. But yeah, thank you for the support. Let's go to 5,000 subscribers. Bye.